Hello, so I want to do this video before I do, and then I want to go to bed, but I feel I need to do this video because I'm doing a lot of videos on child abuse and bullying and life coaching, and it just amazes me how reading many stories and knowing the many people that I know, that there are people that think that it's okay to abuse and bully, but yet worry about crumbs on the floor and about a child's weight. You know, now children will have what they used to call puppy fat. I had that, and because you know, it was made in such a big deal about, you know, not eating too many sweets, chocolates and crisps, was how I developed an eating disorder. Because when, you know, you are worrying about it so much that it passes down to your kids, you realise that, you know, that's your problem, not somebody else's problem, and you need to deal with that yourself. And you know, you should never make things like weight and cleanliness into a big deal, you know. But like, if kids don't want to eat certain type of foods, because the more you make it into a big deal, the more they want to rebel. And that's kind of how I've been. And I noticed that about my own son, that he will rebel if something is made into a big deal. And you know, knowing what I have, you know, people can be very, very manipulative and twisted, where they think that, you know, they're going to get mice just because there's a few breadcrumbs all over, you know, the floor. And you know, it's like, well, what hoovers and, you know, dustpan and bins for, you know. And you know, kids will make mess. It's part of their, you know, nature. They, you know, they just want to, they worry about the things that's in front of them, like that they can see, and like, you know, the food they're eating. That's what they worry about. The TV programs they're into. That's what they worry about. And I'm not saying that you should live in a pigsty or not clean, because obviously it's good to be hygienic, especially with COVID. But you need to stop making things like meals. And this is, I'm talking about this because I remember those who do that telling me not to make such a big deal out of things when it comes to kids, because then it makes them fearful of that thing, like if they don't eat a lot, you know. And so if you're gonna, you know, give that advice, then you need to practice what you preach, you know. I don't want my son worried about his weight. I want him to enjoy his food. I want him to, you know, be a kid, because your childhood is not there forever. It's, you know, it is, in one respect, from my own experience of my own growing up, that it can go very quickly, and before you know it, you're, you know, in secondary school, where it's a lot more stricter, and you know, it's more kind of like a lot more concentrate, more, you know, where you need to concentrate more, and you know, it's a lot more structured, and kids need to just be allowed to be kids, you know. And you know, I've learnt that so much since having, because I have had mental health issues through my life, and that has been down to bullying, and you know, and abuse and bullying for me goes hand in hand. But is what's made me grounded, and I've never been so sure in my life I am now. And I do see, after, you know, the last 7-8 years, I've learned a lot in that time, and I've had to do some growing up myself, a lot. But you know, one thing that I was riddled with a lot was guilt, you know. I felt guilty about the food I was eating. I felt guilty when, you know, I you know, wouldn't let Henry have a yogurt, you know. I felt guilty about, you know, wanting to get extra sleep and feeling guilty about coming home and going straight to bed. I mean, being a parent is something that you learn as you go, and the last thing you want is people to make you feel bad by shaming and guilt tripping. You need to let people be and let them decide how they want to do it. And as long as the children are healthy and they're happy and they're enjoying life, that to me is one of the most important things to me, as well as safety. And I just think there's too much pressure now with when it comes to dieting and food and stuff like that. I mean, I'm not knocking those who have decided to go vegan, because I know that it can help people with their if they've got like intolerances. I'm not really good with I don't really eat a lot of dairy, not because I'm going to diet, it's just that I know that I can't stomach a lot of dairy, but I still do include it in my diet. But then there'll be times where I won't have hardly any of it at all, But that's what you should be teaching your kids, is teaching about nutrition, but in a way that they don't fear food, but they still enjoy food, but they know what food is good for them. And in actual fact, everybody's diet is completely different. If you put four lots of food in front of about 10 people, I bet there'll be at least I would say 8 of them that would not eat some of those foods, and there will be 3 that probably would eat those foods, or they don't eat a lot of them, People's diets and that is personal, because like I sometimes crave things rather than and when I crave things, it's my body saying I need that item, and it's like, sometimes the times in the year where I really fancy orange juice, and yet I don't have a lot of orange juice for the rest of the year, but I start to crave it, and that's when I know that my body's asking it needs some vitamin C. And that's the kind of things that you should be teaching your kids, is about educating kids about food and about life skills, and about because I mean Henry would often pick up the duster and the polish to clean, so and that's not because I've made him do that, it's because he's seen me do it and wants to do it himself. Now that's how they learn. So I've always been someone that when I've used something I wash it up, but then I've seen those who moan about crumbs on the floor, yet they're okay to leave all their stuff unwashed near the sink. And it's like, well, and it's like my dad used to say, who are you expecting to wash that up, So I used to do that, and it is bloody annoying, because it's like, you've used that item, no one else. And yeah, I remember on my birthday, for example, I got moaned at for not washing up. Now, I do wash up, and I always clean up my stuff, but because there was loads of other stuff to be washed up, I didn't. And guess what? It was made into a big massive deal. I ended up walking out, and I ended up having a very bad, I'm going to get upset now. I ended up not having a very good birthday, you know. And all because for once I wasn't washing up, and I always wash up, you know. I don't leave loads of stuff around in the sink. You know, if I've used a cup, I'll wash up, you know, I will wash the cup up. But I do the thing where if I've used like a bowl or plate, I'll wash it and then reuse it, you know. But I am very grounded. I'm not somebody that is reckless. I don't say things to attack anybody. I say things because it's often, if I know there's something going on that I'm not aware of, I just, you know, want to know the truth, and you know, I really think, you know, I don't really celebrate my birthday anyway, because sorry, I know you keep watching the videos and I'm in tears all the time, which I don't want to be, but I do want to make these videos real, because I know there will be other people that have gone through it as well, you know, and I do believe that there's always someone worse off than you. There is. And I do have a roof over my head, I do have clothes, I do have money that is mine, even though that was questioned, but I do. I don't look to spend, I just like to treat myself, but I do love fashion, you know, and jewellery, so if I, you know, fancy a splurge, I will. But often it is things that I do actually need, and I'm into currently, because I do go through phases, you know. I'm very into coffee at the minute, but then there'll be times where I won't drink a lot of coffee, you know. But as soon as you make things into a big deal, especially with kids, they become fearful of it, and that's why I do believe in easy, flexible parenting now, because I just want my son to be able to enjoy his childhood. I want him to feel happy about his birthdays, you know, unlike myself. I don't make a big deal out on my birthday, because there's certain things that's happened around my birthday, but you know, and the fact that, you know, there's people that want to abuse and bully, and then, you know, and then one day a year that you just want to be, you know, be able to do what you want, that gets put against you as well, you know. And I even kind of missed out on my son's birthday, you know. I just wanted to spend some time with me and him, but that didn't happen. So, you know, it's just, you know, let kids be with who they want to be, you know, as long as there's nobody that's going to hurt them in any way. And I want my thing for what I want for my kids and my son is I want him to be financially secure, because I don't want him to be without anything. I want him to, have the best childhood he can ever have, you know, with experiences, and that's why, like, not like the Christmas gone, but the Christmas before, I took him on a bus tour, you know, to see the lights of London, because it was something that I really loved, and I thought that he might enjoy it too, but it was freezing, so I didn't do it the Christmas just gone, but it was worth doing, you know, to see what it was like. And you know, I just want him to have good experiences, and that's what it should be about, you know. Kids need to be kids and enjoy their childhood, because it can go so quickly, and before you know it, you're paying bills, and you know, and you know, life has a way of catching up on you, you know. Before you know it, you're the age I am, in my 40s, and even that I feel like, you know, I'm being treated with kid gloves, and it's like, well, you know, I know I've had mental health issues, but it doesn't mean I can't manage my life, because let me tell you, people who have mental health can manage their life better than those that don't half the time, because we know how to deal with our emotions in a way that, you know, I'm not saying that people that don't have mental health, you know, are wrong in any way, but it's when people put those who do have mental health issues, against you, and they are making it a law now that, you know, that it's against the law to question or go against anybody with mental health, because, you know, it's not something that is attention seeking. It's not somebody that, you know, it's just because we struggle with our thoughts sometimes. We find lots of things hit us in a way that, you know, people that have mental health issues, you know, it hits us in a way that we feel it more, you know, and we are kind of people that wear our hearts on our sleeves, and so that's why I'm doing these videos, not to, you know, point the finger at anybody, but to help you, because, you know, I am so ready for a fresh start, and it's starting, you know, and that's why, you know, today has been one of the best days I've had, even though, you know, I could see that my son had been crying, but I don't know what that was about. But you know, spending time with him does make my day, even though it's been made short. But, you know that we're going to be together again for a time because of the new things that are happening, and they are. You know, I got good news that I will be moving in the next. It should be in the next 2 weeks, if it's not this week. Moving always takes a long time, and so that can be quite emotional, because it's like, you know, because it's going to be a new start. But I'm looking forward to it. You know, I'm looking very much forward to it being my summertime. There's going to be there's going to be some people that won't be in my life from then, and I can't wait. You know, I'm looking forward to it. And yeah, so sorry for my tears again, but I just hope these videos help you, and thank you for all your feedback so far. It's been amazing, you know, and I know some may question this, but it's true. I've even had good messages from the one and only Oprah Winfrey, and when you know you got people like that watching you, that's when you know, wow, things are like, well, you know, it's been received well, which is the main reason why I do these videos. Anyway, I wish you well, and I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye bye.